Nope, 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 no, 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 no. Nobody is as stupid as you are. Nobody does dumb things as much as you do. You are disturbing and disgusting. And we filmed you, and now you have to answer for your stupidity. What's up, everybody? Here's another video from Cammed Up Caveman. This is my local DMV tax collector, whatever you want to call it. This is the extortion house for Land O'Lakes, Florida. This is where people involuntarily come in and pay the government under threat of being stopped by gunmen on the road for permission to travel upon the roads that they already pay for. Paid permission to travel upon the roads that they already pay for. And if they don't get this paid permission from this extortion house with the number 2 here in this video, then they will literally have gunmen impede your freedom on the side of the road that are willing to take your life for non-compliance with a license plate, a slave card, people call them driver's licenses, or insurance. So Cammed Up Caveman goes to the Land O'Lakes tax collector office, and Timothy Couet, who is number 2, I believe, in the tax collector. He's also very affiliated with the Pasco County Sheriff's Department. We served him a cease and desist letter right here. And I wrote this up myself. I sent it certified mail, and I dropped it on their desk physically. Of course, they're not going to respond to it, so I got to figure out what the next step would be. But it says, Dear Mike Fasano, he's the actual tax collector who ran from Cammed Up Caveman when he was asked to speak to him. I'm writing this letter to inform you that the policy you are using to trespass a journalist is unlawful and violates the constitutional rights of Americans. Outside of the blatant First Amendment violation, there's also been several violations of case law, including but not limited to Smith v. Cumming. See attached documents. The tax collector office is public, taxpayer-funded property, and anyone who's allowed to be there without a camera can also be there with a camera. We have the right to record matters of public interest, and to hinder or obstruct this right is a violation of the law. The DPPA, Driver Protection Privacy Act, is a directive placed on public employees informing them of what they can or cannot release to the public. It is not law to be used erroneously to violate the rights of people exercising their right to free press. We the people do not need permission to enter taxpayer-funded government buildings, regardless if they are using pen and paper or recording device to gather matters of public interest. Also, Lieutenant J. Kohlhauer has confirmed that it is our constitutional right to record in government buildings. Video can be seen here. Also, in order to trespass someone from public taxpayer-funded property, there must be some type of crime committed for it to be lawful. Recording in public does not meet this legal standard. The Dade City Police Department also has a policy for their officers not to bother anybody recording in public outside of an actual crime being committed, and must be articulated on the trespass warning. This is a notice for you to stop violating the Constitution and subsequent case law. Sincerely, JohnFilax. Since then, Cammed Up Caveman has appealed his trespass. They have rescinded their trespass. I also called Jeff Gray, the OG auditor of all time, and he told me every time he gets trespassed, because he goes in front of public buildings and holds a sign that says, God bless the homeless vets, and they call the police on him, because Americans are, this day and age, are literally, they're just stupid, honestly. They're imbeciles. They don't know their rights. They have no education. They literally talk out their ass nonstop, never ending, and they just believe if they say it, it must be true, regardless of the facts. So here's Cammed Up Caveman getting trespassed. And Timothy Couet says one thing outside the building, and then when he goes inside and doesn't realize that Deputy Schrock's body camera's running, he says a completely different story. And there's Timothy Couet right there.
Morning, guys. I'm the Chief Deputy Tax Collector, Couet.
Okay.
So I got my tax collector shirt on, so
Okay.
we can go ahead and battle this out legally if you would like. We'll see you then. But as of today, we're going to trespass you.
My name's Deputy Crawford,
Badge number?
6843. You don't have
She's the one that wrote up the trespass, I guess, and she didn't know the difference between public and private property. A huge issue with police departments these days.
have to commit a crime for you to be trespassed, okay?
Yes, you do, unless you're on private property, Walmart, McDonald's. They could say, we don't want him here anymore. They don't need a reason. They don't need to give a reason. But when you're in the taxpayer, you pay for these buildings that they're all extorting money from you. You have the right to be inside of them in the publicly accessible areas. And anywhere the public can access, the media can access. And don't give me that you're not media, because the Constitution says we are all media. Sorry if you don't like it, but that's our right to free press. It's supposed to be the fourth branch of government. If we're all press and we show what's going on in the government, we are the fourth branch. And the point is to bring information to the people so they understand what their rights are. That's the whole point of free press. So she's ignorant. She wrote up the trespass. Again, it was rescinded.
She's in coordination with the law inside of legal counsel that we've gone ahead and worked with.
Right.
This policy was actually written and drafted by attorneys
Okay.
inside in coordination with the Driver License Privacy and Protection Act.
That's nonsense.
Your name, sir?
Deputy Schrock.
What's that?
Deputy Schrock,
And ID number?
6896.
Thank
And
you.
this is, again, this other cop stands by because he doesn't know the law either, doesn't know the difference between public and private property, and he doesn't know the Bill of Rights, Constitution, or right to free press. They're not taught, nor do they care, nor do they have the wherewithal to actually look up laws themselves, because then they would understand that they're trained to violate the actual law, the Constitution.
Yeah. Is your body camera activated?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Come on back. You're one of the good guys. Come back here.
Come on back, you're one of the good guys. You're one of us. You know, we're the guys who take the tax money from the taxpayers. We're the good guys. The guys that pay us, the taxpayers, are the bad guys, see? That makes a lot of sense, Timothy. We know where your brain is.
Yeah, so here's the new policy written up. So yeah, feel free to have that. That was literally put in play today.
They made a policy just for caveman. Literally made that day. And he tried to say that they copied and pasted Manatee County DMV video policy because they had a guy down there who was doing the same thing, peacefully recording in publicly accessible areas, which is perfectly legal.
I mean, for all intents and purposes of disrupting business and torturous interference in a business operation.
For all intents and purposes of torturous interference in disrupting the business, what?
Okay, come on, man. And
Okay, come on, man, what? How dare you, bro? How dare you peacefully exercise your rights in the buildings that you pay for? We're the good guys here. We're the ones taking the money from you. You're the bad guy for wanting to expose what we're doing.
it's so hard to prove intent, right? When it comes down to the law, like, what's he intending to do with that? But
it's so hard to prove intent. What intent do you think he has? Let him commit a crime first, and then try to figure out intent in court. You're trying to go before all that. This guy's a special kind of dumb right here.
Anyway, this is actually, that was, I didn't tell him because I didn't want to tell him, but that.
This is actually, I didn't want to tell him that, but this is actually, I didn't want to tell him that. Watch.
Manatee County dealt with a similar guy. And Manatee County put this in place, and this is right up.
So Manatee County dealt with a similar guy, and they put this in place. Of course, I didn't tell him that. I told him something different outside. So he's telling one story outside, and then he brings the good guy inside, not realizing his body cam's running, and completely tells a different story. This guy's as dishonest as they come.
On Manatee County Tax Collector's website.
Okay.
As well. And so they drew it up with their attorneys. We just literally took it, ran it through our paralegal. She's in coordination with the law inside of legal counsel that we've gone ahead and worked with.
Right.
Yeah, decided if it worked for them, probably good for you guys.
Let me go back.
Decided if it worked for them, probably good.
She's in coordination with the law inside of legal counsel that we've gone ahead and worked with.
Right.
So outside, it's because Cammed Up Caveman is violating federal law. But inside, when he doesn't think he's on record, he tells him, I didn't tell him this, but Manatee County had the same thing. So we just copied and pasted their, which I brought up to him. We just copied and pasted their policy, which was run through a paralegal. Not even a lawyer confirmed this. They didn't even take the step to have a lawyer confirm it.
Yeah, I decided if it worked for them, probably good for you guys.
Yeah, ran right to their paralegal. So again, I just sent it over to Lindsay Moore as well, so that
Okay.
for violating the policy we have in place, which therefore then violates the Driver Privacy and Protection Act.
That's not true. Again, one story outside the building, different story inside the building. You're a two-faced scumbag, Tim.
We're trespassing you for violating federal law.
We're trespassing you for violating federal law. If he's violating federal law, arrest him. You're so full of it, dude. You're a liar. You're not a man, dude. Men don't act like this. Only government parasites act like this.
Yeah, well, we're going to be on YouTube later, so.
Yes, you are, Crawford, because you have no clue what you're doing. You have no clue the difference between public and private property. And you issued this trespass unlawfully, and it got rescinded. And Jeff says every time he appeals a trespass, like he did at the Hart Station in Tampa, Hillsborough area rapid transit bus station, they trespassed him from there, claiming it's private property. I called up there asking him if it's private property. The cop said, yes, it is private property. And then he appealed his trespass, and they rescinded his trespass. You can't get, it seems like if you get trespassed from somewhere unlawfully, they move you out that day and then rescind the trespass, and then you have to spend your money to sue them for the illegal action.
Sorry, guys. I know there's better things you guys could be doing. I'm sorry.
You call them there, dummy. There's better things you could be doing, like minding your own business and respecting the right to free press.
That's what it is.
Well, we're going to be on YouTube later, so.
So, hey, maybe we'll be famous.
Oh, I hope you get famous, dude, for being a liar and a two-faced liar like you are.
All three of us. You didn't get the most action. You didn't get a lot of action, though. So I don't know about him.
And then here's the punk Ben who gave me a bunch of attitude when I got there.
I'll be less famous. Supporting cast.
That's right.
Actually, you're a main member. You recorded the lie. Thank you, Schrock.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Schrock, for unintentionally, unknowingly recording that he's lying during a police investigation.
Now, sir.
Thank you too much.
So that's it for this video. So you see what he did. And then he brought up the Manatee County. So Caveman was talking to somebody, another YouTuber communicating with. Recently I asked, so he asked this other guy if he was subscribed to me. He's been trying to find an attorney to represent Caveman. So Caveman asked this guy if he subscribed to me, and this is what he said. Oh, thank goodness for guys like JohnFilax. I just got finished talking to Mandy Ferguson from the Manatee County Tax Collector's Office, and she was stating that their policy is for professional photographers like the news and stuff like that, and that it isn't regarding citizens exercising their constitutional rights. She was extremely nice and courteous, understanding, and agreed with me 100%. I told her Pasco County was using their policy using Manatee County's policy to try to circumvent the Constitution. She even understood that there's a totally different set of rules between public and private trespassing, and she said that they don't trespass customers with recording devices from their facilities. So everything about this guy is a lie. Everything. He's a liar, plain and simple. That's all there is to it. So when you see this guy, when you're paying your extortion fees, your permission to travel upon the roads that you already pay for through gasoline taxes, this is the guy. This is the one. This is the guy getting rich. This is the guy probably making $100K a year for it. It's disgusting. I would call the Manatee County, but I think you get the point. Guys, thanks for supporting me. YouTube's constantly shadow banning me. If you want to support me, there's links in the description. Please subscribe to Caveman. I have beautiful t-shirts out now on my Etsy store, and I make beautiful custom coin rings out of silver dollars and silver coins. They're beautiful. They're lovely. You'll love them. Bless you. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day, everyone, and stay free.